This morning on The Dish, we take you to Los Alamos, California. And while it's a small town, it's now on the world culinary map thanks to a husband and wife duo and their acclaimed restaurant. Jamie Wax had a chance to visit and got a taste. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. And a taste is right. Bell's is located along California's central coast, about an hour north of Santa Barbara. But while it's off the beaten path, enthusiastic diners have certainly managed to find it. It's earned glowing reviews and earned Chef Daisy Ryan a coveted Michelin Star.
The term farm to table is overused in the restaurant business, but it's an actual description of Chef Daisy Ryan's daily commute.
Daisy, this is where you start your morning. Here at Finley Farms.
The Finley surprise me every day.
What's surprising you today?
Lately, we've had these really beautiful blackberries.
I mean, largest I've ever seen, truly, blackberries that are grown here on Finley Farms.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
It really is.
Awesome, right?
So good.
That fresh produce from California's Central Coast is also central to the dishes served by Chef Ryan and her husband Greg at their French-inspired bistro Bell's,
Uni terrine tartare,
which serves a cuisine they jokingly refer to as French.
It's French and ranch.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It's as rural as can be,
Yeah.
and what's fresh, but it also has a little touch of French in it.
It is a good descriptor for what we do because there hopefully is a perceived level of finesse and sophistication and maybe a little bit more fine dining in the way that we do things. However, there is still this simplicity, not necessarily rustic, but something that is not quite so pomp and circumstance about the food.
And we got to sample some of it, starting with escargot cooked with parsley, pernod, garlic, and butter.
This is the most, I will say, herbaceous and garlicky, like in the best way, escargot I ever had my whole life.
Thank you.
I can't wait to eat it again. And I'm gonna soak all the rest of it up with this bread.
Also on the table, uni crepe, a Santa Barbara sea urchin on layered crepes with creme fraiche topped with caviar.
This is a perfect bite. I mean, this really is.
And this is how everybody starts their meal at dinner. We do a small bite of this.
Steak au poivre, crusted with peppercorn and accompanied with frites.
We talk about it being our connection and nod towards the way that we started this restaurant, in it being a very traditional French bistro.
Gorgeously medium rare. That's steak au poivre at its best. That is unbelievable.
Bell's farm fresh salad, and for dessert, champagne mousse.
This is so beautifully delicate and fluffy, but also salty. Not just sweet, but salty. And that little bit of salt brings out these figs like crazy. It's delicious.
The restaurant has helped transform the quaint town of Los Alamos. That's especially important to Chef Daisy, a native of the area who set out on a non-traditional career path, starting in culinary school and then in hospitality for the legendary Thomas Keller and Danny Meyer.
I loved cooking. I like the high intensity of it. There's an artistic element. It's athletic in many ways. So I always intended on cooking, but I had an instructor at the CIA that said, hey, you're really good in the dining room, and Per Se is looking for team members in the dining room.
It was at Per Se that she met her partner in life and in business.
At the heart of this is a love story about home, love story about food, and a love story between two people.
Yeah, and somebody asked me, like, what is your concept? And Greg and I kind of look at each other and go, well, it's our life. You know, it is just the things that we love and are just really excited that other people love those things too. And it's worked out nicely.
I think that's why we feel it when we're diners here.
The pair bonded in New York, then moved together to LA, Austin, and eventually back to the Santa Ynez Valley, largely because of the encouragement of the chef's parents.
I have a great relationship with my mom and dad. They're really the reason that I became interested in food and wine and restaurants. And my dad is a very ambitious person. And he's like, well, let's just buy a restaurant. Let's do something. Let's make it happen. It felt like a place that we could actually make a difference and make an impact.
And they have definitely done that. Bell's has become a dining destination, and Ryan has garnered accolades along the way, including being named Food and Wine's Best New Chef and being awarded a coveted Michelin Star.
Do you remember the moment you found out?
Yeah, you become like emotional just because it's not something that we ever really searched for. It's not anything that we were ambitious about, but that someone decided to acknowledge something that you did on your own terms.
You think Ritz crackers?
Both Daisy and Greg say they're anxious to use what they've learned to help others in the industry.
This restaurant is kind of this is what we have to say. Everything else that might come our way or that we decide that we want to try and do is through collaboration of others and hopefully offering them an opportunity to give them a chance to say something as well.
And for Chef Daisy Ryan, that goal is especially personal.
Do you hope that you're an inspiration for young women who want to run a kitchen?
Sure. I hope to set a standard and be a leader for younger people.
So we have a gamay here they have one of the greatest wine lists in the country. This is from the region, from the Santa Ynez Valley.
Oh my gosh, it is delicious.
And yes, cheers, cheers, cheers. And I will say, Los Alamos was a food destination without Bell's, but they really came in. But there are some other great places to go. It's a tiny town where you can spend days just having a great time.
And you said they're open on Mondays?
Yes, they're open on Mondays because all the chefs from Los Angeles and the region come to eat on their night off.
Really?
Yes, that's the truth. They are a chef's restaurant.
What a sign of respect.
Absolutely.
Always love hearing the stories about when they find out they have a Michelin star.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.